Oh my gosh, I was so tempted to just do that one more time. No, too late. Okay. Please welcome to the stage our super amazing... Oh, wait, I forgot to introduce myself. My name's Jake, James, Joe. We're the band. Sadly, our guest artist's name does not start with J, but we hired her anyway because she's so good. Please, this is one of my favorite people to play with in the entire universe. Please welcome to the stage, Chava Mirel. Come on.
Let's come into a space of loving kindness. Loving kindness is this practice of sending love to ourselves and to other people and spreading it out to the world. So we can start with ourselves, sending ourselves these wishes of wellness, of safety, of peace and love. May I be filled with loving kindness. May I be well, healthy and strong. May I be safe and protected. May I be peaceful and calm. May you be filled with loving kindness. May you be well, healthy and strong. May you be safe and protected. May you be peaceful and calm. Ancient words of blessing. Tvarchenu yashchina v'tishmerenu ta'er shchina paneha eleinu v'tichunenu tisa shechina paneha eleinu v'tasem lanu shalom. May we be filled with loving kindness. May we be well, healthy and strong. May we be safe and protected. May we be peaceful and calm. May we be filled with loving kindness. May we be well, healthy and strong. May we be safe and protected. May we be peaceful and calm.
So in this space, yeah. Transitions in church are always fun. But before we lose that energy of loving kindness, I invite you to join with me in prayer this morning. For in this prayer, we begin by anchoring where each of us is in this room, online, or whenever you're watching this talk, this service, to take a moment with a deep breath and release, to rub your hands together and become present in your physical being. For it's in that presentness and intentionality to be here, to be attending or be watching. We now claim in spirit that we go to the one mind, the one consciousness, that one life that is the creator of all that is. And we call upon that creative power to hold this service in person and online in a container of love and wisdom and kindness. That as we share this time together today or whenever it's watched, that we are in that container of love, that we are open to spirits, the impress of spirit to guide us, to lift us to understandings of our individuality, unique and wondrous. And so I know that as this time unfolds, we are held in that love, and we affirm that holding by together we say, and so it is.
Oh, yes. Good morning. Let us breathe in that loving kindness. And as we exhale, we know it goes out amongst us, amongst the world, those of us in-house and online. This loving kindness is everywhere present. Good morning, everyone. Welcome to the Center for Spiritual Living. I am Karen Cleveland. I'm a minister, and my pronouns are she and her, and I am very excited to see you all here this morning. I'm excited for those of you that are sitting in these seats and those of you that are at home or in your car or wherever you are watching online on your TV, phone, or computer. So welcome. In fact, if we could turn around and wave to those that are joining us online, that would be fantastic. And please let us know who you are or where you're coming from. We'd love to know that so we can be sure to include you in our consciousness of everywhere. So I would like to point out, if you are sitting in a seat in front of you, if there's chairs in front of you, there are some new connection cards that we have. And there's a note card to take notes. There's a support card. If you'd like some prayer support, you can drop it in the box at the back at any time. And there is a connection for giving us information so that you can receive information from us. You can receive spiritual wisdom throughout the week. Or if you are signed up on the email list, you might have noticed this week you received a notice to send me some information for the pet blessing in July. I want your pictures of you and your pets. So be sure you're signed up on that list and you read your emails or you read the Facebook posts. And if you're online, there will be links for you to sign up as well. You know, here at the Center for Spiritual Living, we want to help everyone connect with something greater than themselves. And no matter where you come from, we all come from very diverse backgrounds and situations and places. So no matter where you're from, we want to help with you on the inside. Your heart and your soul be connected to what aligns for you. I want to point out that one of the ways we do this is I am teaching a class this afternoon. It's in the Education Annex. And for those of you online, you might see us point like this now and then. That's just because it's the direction of our Education Annex. But it's a free class this afternoon, 3 Keys to Spiritual Living. I will talk about what we teach in this church. I will answer some of your questions about some of the lingo we have. I can help you with what might be your next steps. So if you're new or if you're still just want a refresher, please join me. It's both online and in person next door. And I also want to bring up one more thing that I'm doing. In July, I'm teaching a class that is beginning animal communication. So I was an animal communicator before I was a minister, and I would like to help any of you that want to learn to do that. So please go to the registration desk or click on the registration link to see the class information. All right, and I would love to have everyone help me welcome back up to the stage, Chava.
Cat? Seriously, are you telling me I could learn to talk to my cat? What a world. What The silence had a sound. What if we took our paradigms and flipped them upside down? What if we made room for us all? What if we wouldn't let you fall? What if we wore our bodies like the splendor that they are? What if we synthesize? What if we integrate? What if we energize? What if we liberate? Oh, gracious Spirit of the universe, rise up like the sun. We've got some questions and we need divine direction. Help us to believe it's still to come, still to come, still to come. A better day is still to come. What if love could heal the violence? What if she gave voice to the silenced? What if we let our blessings flow across the sea of broken hearts, illuminate the broken sparks with love? What if we could heal the violence? What if we gave voice to the silenced? What if we let our blessings flow across the sea of broken hearts, illuminate the broken sparks with love? Let's feel that love, Jake. Oh, gracious Spirit of the universe, rise up like the sun. We've got some questions and we need divine direction. Help us to believe, help us to believe. Oh, gracious Spirit of the universe, rise up like the sun. We've got some questions and we need divine protection. Help us to believe. Help us to believe. It's still to come, still to come, still to come. A better life is still to come. Still to come, still to come. A better day is still to come. Still to come, still to come. A better world is still to come. Thank you.
Jake. And the band.
Good morning again. I'm Reverend Don, staff minister here with CSL Seattle. My pronouns are he and him. And as you probably figured out, I'm your speaker today. And I'll take that. And so a couple of things I need to tell you about today's talk and about me for this morning. First off, the talk is going to be in two parts. So when I finish the first part, don't start grabbing your stuff to leave, okay? Hang around for the second part, because that's going to be our Father's Day part of the service. And The other part is about what I'm talking about. It's about authenticity and individuality. And I need to share with you this morning that I'm a little tender. Some of you know that June 1st, my sister passed, my older sister. And so the journey of grief, I'm with everybody. I wish that was the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and we were done, and it's not. It's a random walk. And so I'm just sharing because I want you to know that, because there have been moments in getting ready for this and in this first service that I'm truly authentic. And so, but thank you for being here. I'm so happy, it's good to be here again, to do this twice and to share about what we have in our theme for this month, the celebration of individuality. And the title for my talk was "One Size Does Not Fit All." Anybody surprised I would say that? Okay, I don't get to buy off the rack. Costco's clothing, that's just a path to something else I want to get. And I also have morphed that into my true talk today, which is about our authentic individuality. Is what I wanted to share about. And I'm going to start basically at the end of my talk. No big reveal. I'm going to start with an example of what I see as individuals being authentic and showing us and modeling that for us. This group over here this morning, every Sunday morning, the band. I come early, 8 a.m. while they're getting ready to rehearse whenever I'm in town, whenever I'm attending service here, for a couple of reasons, one of which is to watch them be present while they are working out the day's music. And anybody know musicians closely? You know that's a special talent. But to watch them come together with the music and to be who they are, be their gift, their talent, full on, and work together to create the music for us every Sunday morning. And you can see them go back and forth about who thinks what and who's going to get to be the front and who needs to back off. And it's done with such joy and authenticity about how that sounds to each of them. They all get a voice, including the musician, our guest singer. And the reason I know that they can do that is because they show up authentically, being who they are, the gift they bring, the part they play in our music. And they stand for that. And that's what I'm asking us to do today in looking at our individuality, is to become aware of who we truly are, who our authentic self is, how we are showing up in the world and how we want to show up and what we want to bring. And so in doing that, I want to recognize a couple of things. One is the challenges that we face in being authentic. And the other is how we can move beyond those challenges and actually use them sometimes to support us being more authentic in our lives. So in exploring our individuality, like I said, the theme for the month is celebrating our individuality. This is week 3. And I want to give a shout out to weeks 1 and 2. First off, Reverend James shared about how we evolve our holy self. And he gave us some guide points along the way. It's available online. If you missed it, I highly encourage it if you're looking for a little help in this path. Last week, we had Reverend Abigail bring forth something she's gifted with, the sacred rebel within us. Anybody surprised besides me? Okay, yeah, we go. Each of those, and she had ideas for us how to get in touch with that authentic self. So I'm not going to do that part. I want us to look at why and how we can really be in that place. So here's some of the challenges. One, what's our culture set us up for? Who are the individuals, the authentic individuals, sort of? Well, we got superheroes. I haven't, am getting older, jumping the curb, much less a building. Not really in my wheelhouse. We have the old image of the cowboy on the range, the rugged individualist, or the cowgirl kicking the cowboy's butt or whatever. But we have those images from a lot of places. And the most recent one I've come aware of is the idea of influencers. They're helping us to be individual. Just think about that one for a minute. And so we have cultural challenges that are going on around us. And we also have our genetics and the human history, the human consciousness that we are gifted with, born into, that goes way back. So in the genetic side of it, look around. We don't look like each other. Even twins can tell themselves apart. So we're all unique physical expressions of spirit. The other is, in our long history of humanity, we kind of started with the tribal thing. Tribes were safety. Tribes allowed us to survive because we weren't very fast, we weren't very strong, we didn't have claws or sharp teeth, and typically we were probably outnumbered a lot. And so we learned that in this tribal arrangement we could be safe. What else we learned in the tribal arrangement was that the individual, the person kind of pushing the envelope, got the seat on the outside of the edge of the tribe, the high-risk spot, or kicked out entirely. Individual was not necessarily rewarded in a tribal consciousness where there was safety in numbers. That's in our genetics, in our history. We've learned some things that help keep us alive should we go back to that time. But those things can also help us today as we become aware of them and want to shift our idea of our individuality and authenticity. And that's the good news. The good news is we can do that. And and the reason I know this is what we teach. And I want to share two of our what we believes. The what we believes are a list of 11 statements that talk about what Centers for Spiritual Living have as our core beliefs. And the first two apply to our individuality. Our first core belief is there is one source, one life, one consciousness, one mind that is the source and creator of all that is. Each of us in this room has come from that creative source. All of mankind, all of this universe is from that source. The second statement of what we believe is that each of us is a unique, individualized expression of that source. We all, not only were we created by it, but Spirit said, let's bring you into this world. The world needs a you, each of us. And so we have that spiritual truth that we use and build on to help us with understanding the other parts of our individual nature. What's our essence? Each of us has an energy, an essence that they live and move in, our physiological side. We are at different stages in our journey. Like I said, I don't jump as high as I used to, but there's some things I do better than I used to. Life is a journey. We evolve, we adapt, we move. And again, it shows that one size does not fit all, because we are all so unique by birthright, by creative right. The trouble is that we didn't get a manual about this, but we do have a chance to learn some things and to use some tools that we've developed through spiritual practices and our spiritual understanding that will help us in our choices in deciding about how we want to show up in the world. What's our authentic nature? One I love is the idea that life is a journey, that we mark our start date from our birth date. Mine happens to be June 26th. It's coming up. It's not my first one. But the reality is we existed before then. My belief is we exist well before we incarnated into this world, and we will be existing beyond. I know my sister. She is gone from this world, but I know we have a new angel amongst us, and certainly in my family. I can feel her presence and that of her husband. And it's like James talked about, we evolve through our journey. Thank goodness I'm not who I was and who I am today. The part about this evolving, let me bring home. Everybody remember in high school they elected the most likely to kind of thing, that game? Well, let's put it like this. If they had had a category for most likely to be a minister, I would not have won that. Okay? And really it's a good thing, because I don't feel like I was ready to consider it until much further down the road in my life. And it's been a gift that I didn't get the nudge back then, or ignored it, one or the other. But when it came up this time, it was one I said yes to. And it was the right time, and I was the right person in myself to be able to say yes. The other thing that really helps with this individuality and authenticity is to be aware. And here's share an example of that awareness. Carrie, my lovely wife, who's here this morning, she and I have been together now a while. And there was one day, I forget when, but she looked at me and said, "Oh, I wish we'd have met when we were younger." And my answer was immediate. "No, you don't." And she agreed with me eventually that, well, you did. Before we met, I wasn't ready. I wasn't done yet. I was still doing my work, because I figured out I was the common thread in all of my relationships. I was doing my work to understand who I was so that I could become who I wanted to be. And I did the work that was necessary so that when we met and came together, we could create a relationship like the one we have now. So so by knowing that this is a journey and then staying aware of what's happening on the journey, it's allowed me to evolve and to grow and to shift so that I stand up here truly who I am. And that's my invitation to all of us. Now, when James talked about it and Abigail talked about it, they gave us some good tools to use as far as this journey about finding our uniqueness and stepping into our individuality. But it goes even further back. Socrates, a long time ago, the Stoics, that group, talked about how know thyself was the beginning of wisdom. It's been a theme in humankind, human culture, the idea of knowing yourself, however it manifests for you, as a way to open up your consciousness to new ideas and new uniqueness. And we do that by doing our inner work. That may be classes. That may be working with a practitioner. It may be doing your own self-study. It may just be paying attention. But we do our inner work to become aware, and so we can move into that greater expression. The other part that is required, I think, to really truly make this move into uniqueness is to do our outside work. And here, I mean, this is where you have somebody hold the mirror so that you can truly see yourself. Not as bad, broken, wrong, but just see who you are today and allow yourself to see how you're operating and moving in your life. And that mirror is held by someone who is doing it in a space of love, loving kindness, and a willingness to allow you to be who you are and who you want to be. What I found in my journey was that and when I work with people, when we get to the place where we begin to see ourselves, that we get a healthy vulnerability will show up. We've been able to ask those questions of ourselves. We can hear things differently. It's the vulnerability that Brene Brown talks about that allows you to be in a room of seeming differences, and yet, just like the band, you find a way to communicate and to stay in connection and awareness. And I want to add another part, because in the journey you learn things in the moment and you learn things later. I mentioned that, again, my sister passed away while I was back there to do her service the first week of June. And we had, it was a good, nice service. The really sucky thing was that it was January of 23 that I was there to do the service for her husband, my brother-in-law. It was just too damn quick. And the other thing I learned, that when I went there back to North Carolina in January of 23 to do the service, it was like, I am not doing a Southern Baptist service. Enough said. But I realized after Carolyn's service that I had let the not do have a bigger influence on Bobby's service, my brother-in-law. We had a good service. It was everyone was blessed. It felt good. But for me inside, I found that with Carolyn, I shifted. I learned from that. And Bobby had passed suddenly, and Carolyn, we had time to talk. And so I was able to create a service that was, first off, for her and what she wanted, but it was also for me to stand in authentically in who I am as a minister, to bring my heart to the group, to the family, and to the service, so that we could share stories, we could laugh, we could hold her in so much love, and the family could be loved. That's the difference I learned between the two, and that's what we can learn by looking at what we don't like or recognize and deciding and turning to, what am I for? That's what I found in that. I still welcome the nots, because one, it gives me an idea of what I want to let go of. We learn from both. We learn what we're for. We learn what trips our trigger, what we don't want. And when we do that without considering ourselves to be bad, broken, wrong, but just this is data, this is an awareness, we can move into a new understanding. And so to wrap up this part of our talk, the best thing I can say is be like the band, the good parts of the band. You know some of those. Yeah, be like the band, be like the good parts. And do your work and bring it. Bring your full self when you show up. That's what they do. And open to new ideas, to the greater good from that place. And do things like your spiritual practice, chop wood, carry water, spiritual practice, stay aware, stay curious, and find the support you need, whether it's to hold the mirror or simply to hold you in prayer. And that, my friends, I believe is how we can really stand and celebrate our authentic individuality. Part 2. All righty, I want you to play along with me on this one. You've all probably heard creation stories, various creation stories. So here's mine. So a long time ago, the divine existed. And the divine decided, you know what we need? We need to express. We need to create individuals. We need to create the masculine and feminine. Okay? What came next? Parent became next. Parent. From the masculine and feminine, we became parents. Because we created offspring, we became parents. It was only later that the idea of mother and father came into play. And I share that as a way to say that mother and father is not necessarily a gender choice, because we go back up the line. We go back from whatever we call that. We go back to parent, which is everything. Everybody who's been a parent knows you do it all. We show up. And we go back to spirit, where it all came from. So that we each contain both divine feminine and divine masculine. And we have opportunities to express it. We can be either or both, and sometimes at the same time. I know as a father that there were times I had to shift out of the father mode, which was say, okay, you can try that. I'll pick you up and clean you up. Or be the mother and just be the love. I had to use both energies with my son. And I know in this room from prior Father's Day's talks, that there are many of you have done the same thing in your families, to be not your assigned role, but to be the father or to be the mother, and to love your own child or to love somebody else's child. And I think that's what's so beautiful about human, how we can take and be parent to other kids. And when we choose to honor the fathers, Jerry, we had mothers in May, Jerry did that talk. But when we choose to honor the fathers, we're honoring the divine masculine that shows up as the father. And that divine masculine has the qualities of love that is its own expression and its own flavor. So those of you that have been a father are free to raise your hand, put a hand on your heart, and just take a deep breath with us. As all of us in this room just bless all of the fathers, all those who have fathered that are in this room and online. Join us in doing that. For we need the father as much as we need the mother. And calling forth this energy blesses our world. And that's how I want to wrap up this part. I want to invite you to join me in bringing more of the divine masculine into this world. Some of you know that I do the men's circle here for our community. And it came about, I think it's over 10 years ago or longer, I forget. But it was an idea. One, Spirit said, you can do this, and you can do it your way. And I'm like, great, okay. And I did. But the idea was spirituality, masculinity, we bring them together in the room, and we see how that works. And some of the guys that have been in there nodding their heads, because we find that those two together are so powerful. And that's what I'm hoping to create through that circle. It's what I'm wanting to create in our greater community. So I invite you in your prayers practices this week to just take a moment to invite and welcome into our world the divine masculine, that energy of wholeness and deep love and the things that go along with it, into our world, our community, our lives, and perhaps even yourself. For truly, that's how we're going to create a world that works for everyone and all of us. Thank you. And let's pray. And invite you to join me in a prayer. Father, Mother God, I take another stand in your presence as this community stands in the presence of Mother, Father God, and a source that is nothing but love. We take this stand for ourselves as unique, individualized expressions of love, of God, of life. And we take that stand to be our authentic selves, to bring our presence into the world in ways that create greater good. We take our stands to know that this world welcomes the divine masculine and the divine feminine, that they come in to help this world become the place that is truly heaven on earth, in the sense of so much community, connection, and love and life. And as I ask us all to join in this idea, I invite you to affirm it with me by together saying, "And so it is." Thank you.
Be a light
Jake's here.
Hello, everybody. I'm Abigail Shire, and I'm a minister here at the center. And it's my pronouns are she and her. And I am here for your announcements. But before the announcements, I wanted to let you all know that after the announcements, we're going to invite you to give. So if you want to give, there should be several different ways, several different options for you to give. And then if you wanted to give online, like if you're here in the room and you're looking at that QR code that's behind the little thing there's actually in the little seat back pockets, there's a give, what do you call this thing? Card. There you go. Give card that has a QR code on it. So if you want to give, via Venmo or other PayPal or whatever, you can give by doing the QR code from that card. Okay. So meanwhile, while you're contemplating your gift to us, I have a few announcements. First of all, this Wednesday is Juneteenth, and it's our pleasure to acknowledge that and really appreciate that on Wednesday, our offices will be closed in honor of the holiday to recognize, the emancipation and the freedom of all the slaves. So please look for local celebrations of Juneteenth, and also know that we will not be working on that day. In addition, I wanted to let you know that Candid Conversations are coming up tomorrow. This is between me and Stephanie Ann Johnson and Jay Thompson, who's in the room right here. Yeah. So we'll be having a conversation about unconscious bias and also gratitude, a little bit of everything. So Jay's one of our amazing community members. He's written 10 books, and and he's an artist too. So some of his artwork is downstairs, and he just released a book called Emmett Till, Mississippi and Me. So if you want to read that book, I highly recommend it as well. So that's tomorrow at 6 p.m. broadcast on Facebook and YouTube. All right, so we have some amazing Pride Weekend events that we're all involved with, and we'd love for you to be involved with. The first thing is we are going to have a booth at Pride Fest on Capitol Hill. So if you want to stop by our booth, we'd love to have you stop by and say hello. Or if you want to serve at our booth, we're doing shifts, 2-hour shifts. So if you want to come represent CSL, we'd love to have you. We're looking for volunteers. Contact Janelle or Patrick if you are interested in doing that. In addition, that's Saturday, June 29th. Same day on June 29th, there is a Pride Interfaith service that's happening on Saturday at 2 p.m., and our Reverend Patrick Creelman is going to be featured at that Pride Interfaith service. So if you want to come support Patrick and all of us, we would love to have you. And then on Sunday, on the 30th, we are going to be participating in Seattle's 50th Gay Pride March. So that's going to be during the 11 o'clock service. If you want to march with a group of us, then please contact Rose Palmer, and she will get you all connected. We're all going to be wearing matching T-shirts. It's going to be a lot of fun. I'll be there. So I'm looking forward to marching with all of you. In addition, I want to mention we have some great classes coming up. Reverend Don talked about how if you want to find your own authentic self, some of it is called spiritual practice. We have a great class coming up called self-mastery. This is a perfect time for you to take that class and to look at mastering your own self. It's an amazing class taught by very well-trained, professionally high consciousness practitioners who are Karen Schiller and Sarah Lauren. They have gotten rave reviews in their classes. So if you want to take an amazing class, I encourage you to take Self-Mastery. That's coming up on June 24th. Also, we have the Animal Communications class that Karen talked about. There's an Enneagram class coming up. I'm a 3, by the way. What's your number? A 3 with a 4 wing. I just want to know. Yeah. You're a what? You're an 8? Wow, Michael's an 8. That's cool. I like that. Are you making that up because you do not seem like an... Yeah, wow. Okay. So learning a new thing about my colleague right there. That's cool. All right. And then we have spiritual tune-ups that are coming up. So these are practitioner mini sessions. So if you want prayer for anything and not just a prayer, but have like a laser one-on-one session with a practitioner, this is your opportunity, but you need to sign up. So it's the mini sessions are next week. You need to register in advance. They are free and they ask for a love offering, but they are all gifting their services for free to you. And then, if you feel really good about it and you want to say thank you in any way, form, you certainly can do that by giving back to the practitioner. But that is happening next Sunday. And they're like 15-minute sessions, really easy. So if you're looking for help in relationships, finances, you want to know where your next step is in life, you want to take your relationship to the next level, this is the place to do it. I highly encourage you to try it out, especially if you've never seen a practitioner before. This is like a little toe in the water opportunity to just check out what they do. And I promise you, you will love it because miracles happen every single day here. All the time, so many prayers are given and so many miracles are happening in this center all the time. So please try it out. We have people who are going to be online practitioners who serve from other states. They'll be available to serve you as well. So please sign up for that. All right. Okay. So now shifting back to that place of generosity and giving. This is the time of our gifts, tithes, and offerings. And what I can tell you is that we have amazing music, amazing speakers, amazing video cameras and audio sound, because a whole bunch of people in the past believed that you were worth it. That you, in this moment, coming here, were worth it. And if you want to make a contribution to other people having this kind of message all across the world, I would encourage you to think about giving a gift to the center today. And I'd love to ask for Gail, our usher, to bring up the offering basket. And we take all forms of giving. And if you don't have money to give today, you can give a blessing. We will take it all because we know that what you're doing is making a difference. So whatever you're going to be giving, please put your hand over your heart and know with me right here and now that this is a gift of energy. And that energy blesses and multiplies. It creates miracles, family, connection. It creates ways of thinking and being that are inspiring to so many people. And that is truly the gift that is being given here. And so I acknowledge the giver, every person who's giving a gift today, and the receiver, which is this entire community, knowing that it blesses, multiplies, and it comes back abundantly. And for that, I'm grateful. And so it is. So feel free to come up and give your gift. We have men here who's blessing you as you're blessing us. So lots of blessings happening. If you want to dance while the music is coming down, I encourage you to do that as well. Thank you.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. And in this moment before I finally ended, I extend an invitation to you for those in the Zoom universe, people who are watching. There are practitioners waiting to hear your ask. And the more you ask, the more you get, to hold you in love and light. And over in the back, where Mary is a practitioner, you have raffle tickets in front of the back of your chair and raffle tickets at the back, aka prayer requests, that you can put in. Everybody wins. And the more you put in, the more you get. And over in this corner is Sage Sherry. And she, for if you want immediate relief, she'll be holding a sacred circle to allow you to let go, surrender, and let the radiance of who you are shine. And with that, let's take a deep breath and feel the ground underneath you. And as you breathe in, imagine you're breathing in the sacred masculine, that you're breathing in yang, and you're held and supported. And I want to thank Reverend Don for reminding us we are all on our own hero's journey. And whether we want to or not, we will travel it. But what is at the end of it is a butterfly that you've always been. And so it is.
All right, everybody, it's time for the closing sing-along. You all know the drill by now. Please get up on stage and dance so that the broadcast team is not obligated to put my face on there. And also, don't get too close to Chava's guitar. She needs it for the rest of her life. Thank you. Go ahead, fire it up, Joe.